Hey everybody, Mark from Circle of Dark Mother. This is another video that someone suggested I do, so if you have any suggestions, please put them in the comments. This video is going to be about Sophia, Barbello, Ashira, and other Gnostic goddesses. So first of all, what is Gnosticism? The term gnosis is a Greek word that literally means knowledge. Since it is associated with spirituality, some have claimed that the term means hidden knowledge, but it is more accurate to define it as experiential knowledge, with the idea I can't tell you it because you need to experience it for yourself. Gnosticism was first associated with a group of mystical Christian traditions around the 2nd century CE. Some scholars have limited the definition to only these groups and have not considered the broader picture of what Gnosticism encompasses. Because biased scholars consider the term Gnostic to only encompass Christian tradition that was considered heretical during the 2nd century CE, most of the general public who knows the term believe that all Gnostics are the same. This is absolutely not the case. Gnosticism is a very broad set of traditions. One thing most Gnostics have in common is a devotion of the divine feminine. This feminine principle can be nurturing or severe, depending on who encounters her and when you encounter her. Who is Sophia? The word Sophia is Greek for wisdom. There are several times that Sophia is used in the Greek translations of the Bible, where the word is capitalized to denote God's wisdom. Gnostics consider Sophia the name of both mother and daughter God. Jewish tradition has a similar concept of Shekinah, God's presence and power that is above and below. Gnostics consider the uncreated Sophia to be Shekinah above and mother God, and the created Sophia to be Shekinah below and daughter God in creation. Sophia has both light and dark aspects. The light form, merciful, is Sophia Stellarum, and the dark or severe aspect is Sophia Migrans. And you can see these in the way we work with different aspects. For instance, if you work with Sophia Migrans, that would be an aspect of Lilith. Barbello. Barbello is mentioned in a few of the Gnostic texts and is somewhat associated with the uncreated Sophia. She is depicted as the supreme female principle who exists before creation. In some texts, she appears to be androgynous and called Mother Father. This concept is similar to the idea of Yahweh Elohim merging both the male and female aspects of God into one singularity. And that is a concept in Kabbalah. She was so prominent that some Gnostics were designated as Barbalaiote, and I'm sorry if I butchered that, meaning Barbella worshippers. The following quote is from the Gnostic text Apocryphon of John. This is the first thought, his image. She became the womb of everything, for it is she who is prior to them all. The Mother, Father, Anthropos, the Holy Spirit, the thrice male, the thrice powerful, the thrice named androgynous one, and the eternal aeon among the invisible ones, and the first to come forth. Zoe. Pistis Sophia meaning faith wisdom, it is an aspect of Sophia that encompasses both the uncreated and created Sophia because she falls into matter and has to find her way back to the divine realms. Zoe is an emanation of Pistis Sophia in Gnostic myth who is associated with light. She is the supernal Eve or primordial spirit that would become Eve. Zoe's mission is to incarnate as a woman over the whole cosmic cycle to bring light to the lower rings of creation and all of mankind. Some schools of Gnosticism consider Mary Magdalene to be one such incarnation who was Sophia to Yeshua's, or Jesus in his Christian name, Logos, the female and male principles of enlightenment within creation in Gnosticism. The first Eve. Most of the Gnostic texts do not reference Lilith by name, but instead call her the first Eve, which denotes her as the first mother. She is considered the first Gnostic and messenger of light who awakened Adam. In some myths, she is the serpent who convinces Eve, the second one, not Lilith, to eat of the apple and offer it to Adam. Unlike traditional tales, this is not a bad thing, but instead, Lilith is trying to wake Adam and Eve up to their true nature. Many of the information we already know about Lilith is still encompassed in the Gnostic texts, but the first Eve is seen as a hero and not a villain. Noria, the central figure of the Gnostic text, the hypostasis of the archons, and the thought of Noria is a divine feminine figure called Noria. Not mentioned anywhere else in the Gnostic literature or anywhere else I know of. Little is known about her, but she is said to be either Eve's daughter or the wife of Noah. Interestingly, Noria is the Coptic version of the Hebrew name Naama and also means pleasant. And it's thought to be that Noria is Naama's enlightened form. In one myth, Noria demands passage on the ark, and when Noah denies her, she wields the power of fire and burns the entire ark to ash, leaving Noah to build a new one. She becomes a redemptive figure who saves humanity. Asherah. Asherah is mentioned in several biblical texts, but usually in a negative connotation. There is a discussion of destroying the Asherah poles throughout Judea. These were poles with candles on them, usually in the form of a woman, spread through the countryside. And this was for the veneration of the mother goddess Asherah. There are, in fact, people that say the menorah is actually a more modern, stylized version of an Asherah pole. She was a Semitic goddess that was worshipped in early Jewish tradition and also in Canaanite religion. It seems her fall from favor in Judaism was because of her worship by the Canaanites, who they wished to distance themselves from. Asherah was originally the consort of El, the supreme god, and then Yahweh in early Judaic myth, considered a mother goddess of the earth in both traditions. Her name is the feminine form of the name Asher, which means who, a question that she is always the answer to. And she is often seen as the goddess of the entire tree of life in Kabbalah. That's the main Gnostic goddesses. There are more that are more obscure, but most of them fall into these categories. Either mother, daughter, and then having a name to go with that. Thank you. Hopefully that was interesting. Talk to you soon.